right, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are seated can sit, and those who are standing, stand even taller. Welcome, 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 Agricola. Agricola, how you feeling? Great, 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 man. All right. You see, I got some strange roots in Agricola. And Madam Chairperson said it very accurately. I still have a house in Agricola. And loads of my family still live in Agricola. And for nearly 15 years of my life, I lived in Agricola. And it was a sad day when I had to move to another place that I have. But isn't that I have deserted Agricola? Because every now and then, I am reminded by the people of Agricola and their representatives that I'm an Agricola boy. You see, I walk in Agricola. I walk in Agricola. I pray in Agricola. You understand? And I lived through the worst times of anybody's life. I lived through the PPP destruction of this country. So I want you to understand that I know what I'm talking about when I talk about Agricola. I'm not talking with water in my mouth, but I ain't come to talk about the PPP. I come to tell you 3 reasons why you should vote solidly on March the 2nd for the APNU AFC government. So I want to tell you first of all, I can say David and you can say what? So David! 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 All right, so we got it right. All right, you see, they're good children. Ladies and gentlemen, this decision you're going to make on March the 2nd, I want you to listen carefully. It's going to be the most crucial decision you will ever make in your life. It is going to be a crucial decision because you're making it not only for you, but for your picnic and for your picnic. So I want you to understand, the generations to come in Agricola will either benefit for the good or will sit down and cry as a result of that decision. So when you go out there on March the 2nd, be reminded that the decision is not yours alone. You are deciding for your family. You're deciding for your household. You're deciding for your community. And you're deciding for your generation. So I want you to understand what's happening. So when you go out there to vote, it's not just a guy in a vote and I ain't care what happens. It is a decision that will determine your destiny. It is a decision that will determine where you lie or fall. It is a decision that will determine whether this community moves to the next level or remains where it is. It is a decision that will determine whether progress will continue or we will stop the progress. You want us to stop the progress? No. Don't stop the... Don't stop the... Backwards never! Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen carefully. I want to talk about governance, not about infrastructure. There are lots of people can talk about that. This election is not just about roads and lights and water, because if that was it, the PPP has no place in this country. Because they ain't put the lights that they stand up on to hold meetings. They ain't put the roads that they, imagine that? They didn't put the roads that they're standing up to hold public meetings. They didn't put the lights that they're standing under to hold public meetings. They didn't repair and restore the police force that is protecting them when they have these meetings. And those people go around like hypocrites talking about this government didn't do nothing and President Granger has done nothing. Well, what will happen is we can take off the lights and remove the asphalt and remove the police and see if they can get a meeting. I want you to understand what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. So when they come to you with their false promises, know that they failed before. We lived through it, ladies and gentlemen. We lived through the worst governance this country and this hemisphere has ever seen. We lived through seeing bodies on the street. These are the people that destroy the police force. And now they come to tell you that the police can protect them. I want to tell you this. Everything that the PPP destroyed, this administration has restored. They destroyed the police force. And remember the phantom gangs that y'all forget? You remember the bodies on these streets? You remember the Agricola massacre? Oh, they talk about every other massacre except the Agricola massacre. They seem to forget that conveniently. When the people of Agricola were scared for their lives because of what they witnessed. When our children couldn't go to school that day because of what they lived through. But everybody wants to talk about a massacre except that. When the people of Agricola suffered like never before. And when the people decide to walk the streets of Agricola, and those who know that will know what I'm talking about. When the churches stood up and started to pray for godly change in this country, and the people of this country decided to pray because they had enough of the PPP. And when May 2015 came and the final results came out, ladies and gentlemen, you should have seen it. You see men of all ethnicities, all religions, whether they got a shirt jack or no shirt, running together and scrambling each other and declaring like Martin Luther King, free at last, free from those demons, free from that suppression and oppression, free from that lawlessness. And imagine those people that had us bound in that wickedness, that had us bound in the worst immorality, that had us bound in that lawlessness, that had us bound in as second-class citizens, have the audacity to come and tell you that this government hasn't done anything. Well, when they start to tell them, shut up. You need to start telling them, shut up. You don't know what you're saying. You almost destroyed a community. You remember the police were running in here and running out, and it was just bodies, young people dying, parents frightened, lights shutting out, all sorts of things. Thank God for David Granger and the AP and UFC administration. This administration has restored law and order in this country. There was a time when you couldn't protest. When you go to protest with gunshots or pellets or police beating you. I want to ask them when they come to you, ask them when last any protester get beaten by any police, get shot by any police, got arrested by any police in this country. Forward never! Backwards never! The second part of governance I want to talk to you about is President David Granger said something that was very important in his inauguration when he took office. He said he'll be a president for all Guyana. And he has demonstrated beyond the shadow of a doubt that the government of this country is a government for all the people of Guyana, regardless of where you come from, whether you vote for us or not. We have demonstrated from regions 1 to region 10 development that is unprecedented in the history of this country. I am on national television telling the PPP and why you challenge them to present their best 4 years. I want them to do it on national television. Present their best 4 years of development, the best 4 out of 23. And come on national television. And I'm prepared to challenge them with our 4 years. And the public must decide. And you will see the shamefacedness of these people who come to throw garbage by your door. You understand what's happening to us. We have crossed that hurdle. We have crossed that hurdle of lawlessness. We have crossed that hurdle of endemic corruption. Their middle name is corruption. So when they come to you with a jargon, remind them that under their government, Guyana was 124th in the corruption index out of 175 countries. In 4 years, we are now 85, which means that we are going better and better and better. Forever! Backwards never! Ladies and gentlemen, that speaks to the leadership of David Arthur Granger and the AP and UFC government. I am not going to tell you that we've covered everything we wanted to cover, but I will tell you when you go in Region 1, I want to take you quickly through this, because there are loads of other speakers. I want to tell you when you go in Region 1, a region that we did not win. When you see the roads and the lights and the potable water Man, you want to know where you are. The PPP won that region since no bill in the ark and no dead and gone. And they never did anything for that region. I just came out of region 2. The same lawlessness. They did absolutely nothing. But every single election, those people going on like mad people. Boom, boom, the PPP. Boom, boom. Region 3, region 5, region 6, region 9. Those are regions that the PPP won. And they did absolutely nothing. Some of the best roads in this country are now put by this government in those regions. The PPP making noise about region 5 and 6 where they had no lights on those highways. We have now put lights on those highways even though we did not win those areas. That is good governance. And I want to tell you something. Don't for a minute believe the nonsense you're hearing. And you heard the Madam Chairperson talk about Agricola and its roads and its bridge by Flour Mill there and Piercy Alley and the lights and so many other bits of development. But the three things I'll point to first of all is the restoration of nationhood. People forget that in 2014 we were like the cast out of the Caribbean. We were molested and ignored and traumatized by every time we went to another airport. They put us on benches and sent us back and all sorts of things. But from 2015, I want you to understand what good governance is. From 2015, they started to look at us with new respect. We had refound our nationhood. We had rediscovered our pride and our dignity. We were now standing, not with a backballing president. We were standing with a praying president. We were standing with a man of dignity. So I want you to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to judge for yourself because Agricola, full of intelligent people, some of the best and brightest have come from Agricola, you know them. So I'm not telling you anything, whether it be sports, medicine, engineering, politics, the best and brightest have come from this place. So I know you're intelligent people. Judge for yourself. Every time you see the president, you see the first lady. Every time you see the president, you see children. Every time you see the president, you see grandchildren. Now if you ain't got first lady, then you can't be no first man. Now you understand? It takes a father to understand how to care for children. If you not got picnic, you can't take care for me children if you know not my picnic, man. You ain't got a father's heart. You don't have a husband's heart. You don't have a grandfather's heart. So don't come tell me you can care for me. I know you don't understand what's love and you don't understand what's caring. So when we present our presidential candidate, David Arthur Granger, it's a no contest when you're looking at those people who no child left behind. Because they were left behind in that class. I heard a certain presidential candidate saying that when he wins, he's going to retire David Granger and give him a good pension. Well, I don't know that a man ever crossed his T's and dotted his I's. But every time I read about Granger, I see he got 1 degree, 2 degree. And I see when you go into UG, you see it a board there. You see David Granger. I ain't seen nothing else for no presidential candidate, for no board at UG. I know it there, at the Rice board. You understand? But those are the people, brothers and sisters, that will come to contest and fool around. But make it clear, we have governed this country like a boss. We have took this country from its lawlessness. We have took this country from its endemic poverty. We have took this country from a rundown state and we've brought it back to morality. Our children are now speaking with the language of hope. And my final thoughts to you. This government has given this country hope. Yes. And hope is a tremendous thing because we were hopeless. We were in doomsday before 2015. We were going round in circles and we know not where we were going because there was no vision. And you are biblical people, so you know the word say, where there's no vision, what happen? The people will perish, and perish. We were perishing under the PPP. But thank God again, in May 2015, divine intervention like never before. Almighty God heard the prayer of a nation, and just the hour came, the right man came. And thank God he's alive today. That's all sort of thing. But what the devil planned for evil, God has turned around for what? For good. Alright, so when they thought they had him written off, he's come back stronger. Alright, and they say we don't kill, there's no what? There's fatten. He looking fatter. Hallelujah. So I want you to understand, when you're making these choices, this government has given every young person, every older person, every Guyanese, from the top of the land at Winey to the other end at Oriala, right down to the Rupununi, every Guyanese has an equal opportunity to excel and to master everything now, because this administration has given hope. Other speakers will develop that. Has given you hope, a sense of hopefulness that tomorrow will be better than today. That we are starting to experience the good life. And the better life is to come. And the best is yet to come. Imagine what we have done without our money. Imagine what we've done with the few dollars we had. Imagine what we've done with limited resources. And now start to imagine, start to look forward to what we can do and will do with our money. What we can do and will do with more money. What we can do and will do with an educated, enlightened people. So I want you to understand as you march in, and brothers and sisters, Agricola has a reputation for voting early. Vote like a boss and finish early. Every single vote is important. Every single home has to be visited. Every single voter has to come out. Every single street has to be touched, so that no single person will be left in their homes. I want to show you, brothers and sisters, that we will stand with you. And I am voting in Agricola. I've never changed residence. I am voting right out there by St. Anne's, or the other school. And I'm making sure, brothers and sisters, that everybody come out. Because we don't win this yet until the last vote is what? Until the last vote is? And if you want your vote counted, then you must make sure that you vote early. You make sure every vote is counted, because we're making sure we stand up there, away from the polling place, of course. Organize ourselves to monitor everything that's going to happen. So when the third comes and we want to celebrate, we will celebrate because we did two things. We voted twice. Those of you know you got to vote twice, put up your hand. This is a bright people, you see what I'm talking about? Yes, you got to vote in the national at the top and the regional at the bottom. So you vote at the top and vote at the bottom. And a nice little X. You want too big a X? You want to stay the X in the box. We want the X in the what? The X must not touch the line. What happened? The X must not what? Right, keep it in the box. Let's keep it in the box. Oh, these are bright children. And once you put the X in the box, X at the top, X at the bottom. And then the other speakers will tell you how to fold the paper, how to get it there. I'm sure Chairperson will talk about that. But I want you to understand that our lives depend on this decision. So brothers and sisters, even though I'm leaving here now, I know the other speakers will fire you up, but I'm excited, and I know you're excited, because Agricola has always stood with the AP and UFC, and we will stand. Ain't it so? Can we do it? Can we do it? Will we do it? God bless you.